my lovelies. Well, I decided on the recommendation of one of my viewers that instead of doing a proper video, I would go back to doing this kind for this week anyway. So this week's fibro episode is the repercussions of being out and what it's like whenever you overdo it. So I know I put this on my blog and sort of talked about it, but I can't even think today. But I decided that I wanted to talk on here because I talk a good talk, and I tell you guys what it's like, and I talk about how much I get really annoyed that people don't understand what it's like to live like this. And of course nobody can understand unless they actually go through it. I get that. But what always gets me is people don't get how if I go out one day, it affects me the next day, and I can't always make plans for things, and even if I do make those plans, sometimes I have to cancel and whatever, and I don't like doing those things. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this video is because I thought, well, what better time to go into what it's like after you've been out than when I actually have been out. So I'll give you a recap of actually what I've been doing. On Saturday, I got up nearly lunchtime as always because I hadn't slept great, which is normal at the minute. And Lynn and I went over to Boucher. I didn't really go nuts. We were only out for a wee while. I'm sorry, I have this spot that seems like it's turned into a cold sore or something, I don't know. Anyway, so we just did a wee bit of shopping. We weren't out that long. I came home, I had dinner in my mother-in-law's and just chilled the rest of the night. But I didn't sleep great on Saturday night, and on Sunday morning I was still awake. I don't know, it was like 4 o'clock, and then I just dozed on and off, and so I had to cancel church on Sunday morning and had said to Lynn, look, why don't we do it on Sunday night instead? I kind of think that that's probably the best thing for me right now. Go to church at night instead of in the morning, because I can be more focused. I would rather not go to church than sit there and not take anything in. I don't want to just be a seat filler, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I had plans. I needed to take Toby over to Pets at Home at Boucher and get him fitted for a better size muzzle, because the one I got wasn't. Anyway, that's not the point, doesn't really matter. So anyway, I did that. No, I can't even think. So anyway, I said to Lynn, like, why don't you pick me up at, I don't know, 1:30 maybe, I said to her, something like that. So I get up at the very last possible minute that I could possibly get up at. Got showered, got dressed, threw my hair in a bun because it was stinking. I hadn't washed my hair in days because the thought of having to have my hands above my head, my shoulders lifted like that, just did not appeal. So anyway, I wasn't even ready for Lynn. I literally just got out of the shower whenever she arrived. So she's so good that she sits and waits and everything. So anyway, we went and got Toby, and we got him over to Pets at Home. We got the muzzle sorted, and we brought him back, and then Lynn dropped me off home. And Yeah, I had dinner in my in-laws again, and then came home. Thomas went to work, and I got ready. I think we both were leaving at the same time because he was starting at 6:30 and church was at 6:30. So I went to church, and then I visited my mum because she hasn't been well, God love her. And then came home. I did Lynds' makeup for a video, and we sat and had a bit of a giggle doing some tag videos. And that was it. And again, I sort of dozed on and off Sunday into Monday. We had plans with my mother-in-law to go to IKEA. And I woke up on Monday and I thought, you know what, this is okay. I'm not doing too bad considering I've been out 2 days in a row. Wasn't thinking about the fact that I really wasn't out that much. You know, it wasn't a massive deal, so I hadn't quite overdone it yet. But what did I do? I brushed the garden. Oh my goodness. Soon after I finished brushing the garden, guys, I was shaking. My head was light. I was so dizzy. I felt sick. Oh, it was horrible. And of course, by that stage, Lynn had arrived, and I had to get ready to go and pick up my mother-in-law to take her to IKEA. We were going to IKEA anyway. We just invited her along. So what did I do? So we went and picked her up. We got over to IKEA and we dandered around the top level. I had a nosy, and obviously in IKEA you work your way back around to the start. So what I said to her then was, well, look, what we should do is we'll have lunch after the first level and then go downstairs to the second level. Halfway around the second level, my hips and knees were on fire. I was trying so hard. I should have had my walking stick with me. I'm just going to have to give in and start using it again, but I was just so excited not having to use it for so long. So anyway, I got to the checkouts, and by this stage the small of my back was so sore and so tight. I was bending over to try and stretch it out, and my head was sore, and I just wanted to lie down. So we got sorted, we came home, and it was time for Thomas to get up to go to work. So I made him a cup of tea, I went upstairs and I lay on the bed. I think this was probably just after 3. And I was there from then until nearly 3 o'clock today. I got up a couple of times to go to the toilet during the evening. I managed to make myself a bacon butty, which I wish I hadn't. I've been doing so good trying to stay off gluten, and of course I have gluten and my stomach has been agony since, and the wind and everything has just been horrible. So anyway, the pain was so excruciating. I couldn't lie on my back, I couldn't lie on my side, I couldn't lie on my stomach. I was so frustrated. I just cried and cried and cried. I didn't know what to do to help myself. And then today I remember lying in bed. I was so sore and I needed the toilet, and Thomas was asleep, and I just cried because I felt so helpless. And I just kept thinking, this is what I get for trying to lead a normal life. And like, guys, think about all I've done over the past 3 days. It's really not that much in the grand scheme of things. It's nothing. But yet it's totally buggered me. I am a wreck. I feel sick. My head is so light. Everywhere in my body hurts. I'm having to take extra medication. I can hardly do anything. And it's so frustrating, because I had plans for tomorrow. I had plans for today. I had so much I needed to get done. I am just so sick and tired of living a life where I basically have to pick one thing to do every week, and that's it. I'm trying to build a life for myself, build a business and everything. How am I supposed to do that whenever I can't do anything else? Am I supposed to just, like, say, take one client on a day and that's it in my life? You know, say 5 days in a row, have one client, but not do anything else aside from that? You know, is that what my life is going to be like? I don't know, guys. I'm just so frustrated. It's just crazy. Yes, I remember in my early 20s being told that I could end up in a wheelchair through pain, and I didn't even know what was wrong with me then, but telling me the way my body was deteriorating, they said by the time I was 30 I could be in a wheelchair, and I can see that happening. I mean, I reckon for things like going to IKEA or stuff like that, I would need to be in a wheelchair to actually come through it okay. Am I going to end up being one of these people on a mobility scooter or something when I go shopping? I don't want to be that person. But I also don't want to be a person who's stuck inside with nobody and nothing to do, and oh, I'm not going to get emotional. I didn't want that to be this video. But I'm just so sick and tired of being sick and tired. People just don't get it. And I remember somebody telling me over and over and over again that I only thought I knew what being tired was. Until you have kids, you don't know what tiredness is. Well, they were right. I didn't know what tiredness was then. Because the tiredness that I had then wasn't as bad as it is now. But the sheer fatigue and just total, it's horrible. Like, it's living 365 days of the year with having the flu. Like, could you imagine living every single day with the flu? Because that's what it feels like for me. Only the pain that comes with it, just, it's obscene the amount of pain we be in. I mean, my heart goes out to anybody who has kids and goes through this, because I can hardly look after myself. I don't know how anybody would do it with children. I mean, I've always said God has a plan for everything. Maybe this was the reason God didn't give me kids, because, I mean, maybe this is the plan for me, that I'm supposed to be there for other people, and I'm supposed to be the voice that talks about fibromyalgia and stuff, and having kids would just stop me being able to do all that. Does that even make sense, guys? I don't know, I didn't want to make this a really long video, but I've just realised I've been talking for 14 minutes. So I'm gonna go, because I need to readjust myself anyway, because I'm getting really bad pains in my sides. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. If there's anything that you want me to talk about to do with fibromyalgia, if you want me to blog about it or vlog about it, whatever, please let me know. And if you need someone to talk to, comment below, or check out the link in the down bar for my my group on Facebook. Because without people to talk to, guys, I don't know what I would do, and I would hate to think that any of you are alone and have nobody. because I remember feeling like that, and I don't wish it on anybody. So anyway, guys, I will see you all in my next video. I'm sending you so much love and hugs and prayers, and I hope your pain is eased and you're all having restful sleeps and everything. I love you all so much. Bye.